How you doing, everybody? And today I want to talk about quickie marriages, right? People who want to get married real quick after the first date, after a few months, after a year, right? And one of the people I want to talk about is there's a show everybody watched, most people watch this show. Is one of the hottest reality shows out there, and that show is 90 Day Fiance. Yeah, I watched it. Can you believe that? Yeah, I watched it. Really, I watched that shit. Be honest, right? And one of the characters in the show is a woman called Darcy. Now, this woman can't keep, a relationship to save her life because she is going to a relationship with the one main goal, and that one goal is to get married. Now, I have said on previous videos that, not everybody's marriage material. And she's not somebody that's marriage material because she's emotionally unstable. She cries over everything, right? And after the first date or the second date, she want a guy to propose. Now, this woman is clearly delusional because anybody with half a brain knows that you do not marry somebody that quick. Even try living with that person for 3 years, 5 years, right? And even though you will never completely know somebody 100%, but by living with that person, a lot of things that they do, it gets amplified. You get to see their ways. Is this person nasty? Because you have to ask yourself, am I a clean freak? And if I'm a clean freak, can I live with somebody who's not? Or am I a messy person? I can't live with somebody who's a clean freak, right? Is this person, is their person moody? You know what I mean? Is this person, somebody who's get angry and just do a lot of messy shit? Like, you have to take time to really know these people. And to date somebody for a month or even a first date or a few months and marry this individual without even living with them is a very big problem. I remember my mom used to tell me, knowing someone and living with them is two different things and two different situations right there, right? Because living with somebody, you're in their space, they're in your space, and you can start to see a lot of things about them that you like or you don't like, but you will not know that after trying to marry someone who after on the first date you want him to propose. And this is where this woman goes wrong. And then when she goes into bad relationships, she basically wants to fly past everything. You know what I mean? After the first date, get on one knees and marry me. And when that blows up in her face because she see that none of the guys buying the bait, they're not biting the bait, they're not willing to marry her, then she goes into the poor me mode. Oh, poor me. Oh, I want to get married. Oh, don't want to get married. Me. And if the guys say bring her by her, they're passing a jewelry store, she wants to drag him there and look at the wedding ring and talk about marriage. And that is the worst idea because to marry someone without knowing them can be very devastating because you don't know who the hell you're marrying with. You don't know if you're marrying a serial killer, a psychopath, a rapist, a killer. You don't know who you're marrying. So my idea, my advice to them is do not jump into quickie get married soon. Don't be a Darcy. Don't try to marry everybody as soon as you meet them. Take the time to know that individual and live with them for a certain period of time before you make that decision, because at least by living with them you know quite enough about them to say, you know what, she has this ways, but you know what, I can see with it, or it's kind of messy but it's not bad, so I can live with it. Don't overlook anything. A lot of people, when they're in a relationship and they're in the honeymoon stage, they overlook a lot of things. And this is not to say to go in the relationship and become an analyst where you're analyzing everything that they do and taking notes and ticking and you don't get this mark or you get this mark. But take the time to know these person, and with everything that they have or their shortcomings, ask yourself the question: can I live with that? Can I accept that? Can I work around that? Is that doable? Because those are questions you need to ask yourself for in the long run, when you're really starting to, when the reality sits home that you're now in a marriage, or you're not in a marriage and it's real, and you now know that it's real, then you're willing to play your part and do your role in the marriage. Not to say do everything, but be very open. But my main goal, my main thing in this is not to rush to get married. Take the time to know who you're dealing with, because by taking the time to know who you're dealing with, it sets the tone that you're not running to so many surprises, because people who get into these quick marriages, these are people that run into a lot of skeletons. They see things that they didn't expect, they didn't thought of. And why? Because they didn't take the time to really know who they're dealing with before they get married. They just got married, and then in the midst of getting married, they just decide, okay, she's hot, or she's good looking, or he's cute, he has a nice body, he's making good money, and then marry based on the fact that this person's good looking, they're attractive, they're sexually and sexual excitement, they're wealthy, they have money, they're doing good for themselves, and marry on those premises. And when you marry on those premises, you're asking for it, and you're going to get it in ways that you didn't like, because taking time to know people is a very best way of starting a very good relationship that can translate into a marriage, because nothing is being watched, nothing is being overlooked, everything is being taken with considerable amount of time for both parties, and then the decision is made to get married. But my thing is, the quickie marriages doesn't work. That's why there's so many divorces, so many people going to divorce court, because they're married on somebody's appearance, what appearance the other person have, or what they expect. And when you go into a relationship with a mountain high expectations, that mountain is just going to crumble right down to the foundation, because relationship is not built on anything sustainable. Relationships are built on looks, what I can get, and for those reasons, this is the reason why there's so much divorces. So my advice to you is, do not rush to get married. Take as much time as you want to take. If that person don't want to take time, then that person was the person for you anyway. Somebody that's there for you, will wait for you, and then you can go and get married. Okay, but my advice to you is, take your time, and once you get to the place where you're comfortable and they're comfortable and nobody's being forced, then go ahead and take the plunge. And eventually, like I said, once you get that idea that you can work with things, and you can work with things as they come up and move along in the marriage. Okay, so with that being said, tune in again next week. Every week I have a video coming, and this video is mostly about relationships, and more or less from a male point of view, speaking into to women about some of the things that men, that we look for and that would like, and the main reason is to have harmonious relationship between everybody. Okay, so till next time, take care, have fun. You like the button, hit that like button, and if you want, press the hit subscribe, and then every time a new video I have a new video drop, you'll be the first to know. Okay, so until next time, be safe, take care.